We all know the loud kind of rich, the flashy cars, designer watches, and look at me lifestyle. But the quietly wealthy? You'd probably never notice them walking down the street. No bragging, no showing off, yet they have true financial freedom. So, what's their secret? It's not luck. It's not a magic business idea. It's habits. Small, consistent actions that compound over time until their money works for them. Let's break down 7 habits of quietly wealthy people and how you can start using them today. 1. The lazy trick that builds wealth without thinking. Quietly wealthy people aren't constantly checking their bank apps or stressing about money. They set up automated systems that do the work for them. Their bills, investments, and savings happen automatically, so they never miss a payment or forget to save. They know that relying on motivation or memory isn't sustainable, but systems? They never fail. For example, they'll set up automatic transfers that move 10 to 20% of their paycheck straight to investments the moment their salary arrives. They'll use budgeting apps that track spending automatically. This removes emotion and discipline from the equation because when good habits happen by default, you can't sabotage yourself. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter once and letting automation quietly build your wealth forever. 2. Why the rich buy less? But smarter, quietly wealthy people don't fall for trends or flashy marketing. They follow one rule: buy things once, not twice. That means buying quality over quantity shoes that last for years, not months. A used car that holds its value, instead of a new one that loses 20% the second it leaves the lot. They don't buy something just because it's cheap. They ask, is this worth it in the long run? Sometimes that means spending a little more now to save much more later. And when it comes to luxury, they delay gratification. Instead of rushing to buy every new gadget, they invest the money. Later, when their investments have grown, they can afford luxuries without stress and often without even noticing the expense. Wealthy people understand that every purchase has an opportunity cost. If you spend $1,000 today, you're not just losing $1,000. You're losing what that $1,000 could have become in 10 years. That's how they stay rich, by buying smarter, not more. 3. Looking rich versus actually being rich. Here's the mindset shift that separates financial freedom from financial stress. The quietly wealthy don't care about looking successful, they care about being successful. They understand that wealth isn't what you see, it's what's hidden. A person with a brand new car and designer clothes might actually be broke. Meanwhile, the guy in plain jeans and a 5-year-old Toyota might have 7 figures in investments. The quietly rich redirect their money into assets, stocks, property, businesses, things that grow. They don't chase status symbols because they know that real confidence doesn't need to prove anything. The truth, many self-made millionaires live far below their means. They'd rather look average now and be free later than look rich now and struggle forever. 4. The 10-year mindset that quietly builds millions. Quietly wealthy people see money through the lens of time. They think in decades, not days. While others chase the next get-rich-quick scheme, they ask, what small action can I repeat for the next 10 years that will change my life? They know that $500 invested every month with an 8% return can grow to nearly $90,000 in 10 years, and over $500,000 in 30 years. All without luck, just consistency. They break their goals into steps: earn, save, invest, repeat. And when setbacks happen, they don't quit because they're playing a longer game than most people can imagine. To them, time isn't the enemy, it's the engine that multiplies their efforts. That's the real compounding effect, not just on money, but on discipline and patience. 5. The hidden income streams you never see. Most people rely on a single source of income, usually their job. But quietly wealthy people know that depending on one paycheck is the riskiest thing you can do. They diversify. They build multiple income streams that work quietly in the background: dividends from stocks, rental income, side businesses, royalties, interest payments, or even digital products online. At first, these streams might be small, maybe just $50 or $100 a month. But over time, they grow, multiply, and compound. Here's the key. Every extra dollar they earn outside their job gives them more freedom and security. If they lose one source, they're not in panic mode, because the others keep the engine running. That's how the quietly wealthy sleep better at night, not because they have millions, but because they're not depending on one fragile stream of income. 6. Why their life doesn't change even when their paycheck does. When most people get a raise, they immediately start spending more. They upgrade the car, the house, the vacations, and suddenly, they're back to zero at the end of every month. Quietly wealthy people avoid this trap. It's called lifestyle inflation. When their income grows, they don't let their spending grow with it. Instead, they keep living the same, or just slightly better, and invest the difference. They understand that wealth comes from the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The wider that gap, the faster you build financial freedom. So when they earn $1,000 more a month, they don't blow it, they put it to work. Over years, those choices make the difference between paycheck-to-paycheck living and complete financial independence. 7. How the quietly rich stay calm in chaos. The final habit that sets the quietly wealthy apart is emotional control. When markets crash or the economy dips, most people panic. They sell low, make rash decisions, and lock in losses. But the quietly wealthy stay calm. They've prepared for this moment with emergency funds, diversified investments, and a long-term mindset. They see market downturns as opportunities to buy good assets at a discount. They don't get emotional because they know wealth is built on patience, not panic. They also apply this calmness outside of money, in business, relationships, and daily decisions. When everyone else is reacting, they're observing and planning. That calmness isn't luck, it's strategy, because wealth doesn't just come from smart choices. It comes from being able to make them with a clear mind. So those are the 7 habits of quietly wealthy people. They automate, think long-term, buy smarter, stay calm, and let their money work quietly behind the scenes. Remember, wealth isn't about showing off. It's about freedom, peace of mind, and control over your time. If this video helped you, hit the like button. It really supports the channel and helps more people find this kind of content. And if you want to learn how to build real wealth step by step, subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. I read every one. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits are you already doing? And which one are you going to start today? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.